important people in my life has been my dad. And my dad's drilled something into me over the years. He said it constantly, and I'd like to share it with you guys. It's not about how you achieve your goals. It's about achieving the goal that matters. Let me repeat that for you. It's not about how you achieve the goal. It's achieving the goal that matters. Growing up with a shrink from my dad, or shall I say, a dad for a shrink, was hard, but he was absolutely right. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honor guests. I grew up in Bethel. At the age of 11, my parents brought me to Worcester for 6th grade. I was rebellious. I didn't want to change. But things worked out. When people ask me where I went to high school, I say I went to Worcester. I say, that's a private school, right? You must have been an excellent student. I said, no, not necessarily. Don't let that fool you. I struggled with the high expectations of this school. But I did well otherwise. So when it came time to pick a college, around 11th grade when we started doing college advisement, I had no idea what I wanted to do. No interest in college whatsoever. I wanted my parents to leave me alone and let me figure it out myself. I followed my parents constantly about it. You have to pick something for your future. But most of all, I followed my dad, which is one of the best for me. And he was right. I told him I just wanted me to figure it out. I applied for colleges. I picked Boston. Figured I can get away from the nagging. So I applied, I got in, and I spent that whole summer thinking about if this is the right choice for me. Do I really want to go away, spend all the money on something that I'm not sure what I want to do? So when it came time to go, I bailed. A week before I was supposed to go, I said forget it. My dad dragged me to Westcon instead and registered for me for 3 classes, just random classes, psychology, entry-level classes. I went, but I wasn't into it. I didn't want to do it. So I went there for 2 semesters, and I failed out of all the classes. And then I dropped it. All my fellow Worcester graduates were doing well at their fancy colleges, while I'm stuck here, back home, trying to figure out my way. And it may sound like I'm too young to try to find a way to grow up so fast, but fortunately that's what I wanted to do. It'd be 3 years until I decided I wanted to go back. It'd be 3 years until I decided that I should probably get a college degree, because I found out that the things I wanted to do weren't going to work out. So I registered for an MIS class at Westcon. MIS is Management Information Systems. And miraculously, I liked it. I enjoyed myself. The guy that didn't know what he wanted to do. So that fall, I re-enrolled at Westcon as a business student, as an MIS major. And somehow, I ended up being on the dean's list 5, 6 times until I graduated, until 2011. When all said and done, from the start to finish, it took me 8 years to finish my college degree. And the reason for that is because I paid for college. I worked, I paid for semesters, and I put myself through. And I wouldn't have it any other way, certainly. And it's funny that I'm here with you guys now, because my 10-year reunion for Worcester is in May. And I'm here with you guys on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of every month, back home, Worcester, where I spent 7 years trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So if you remember what my dad said about trying to figure out, or trying to achieve your goals, it's not about how you do it, it's just that I achieved them my own way, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So,
thank you very much, Tyler. Our second speaker, Eileen Sohn, She is